Back in 60 seconds, the Eagles are in a familiar position approaching Sunday. Underdogs. But Philly fans in Minnesota got some good news. They'll be able to wear their now infamous underdog masks at the Super Bowl. Patriots fans will also be happy with this. Rob Gronkowski participated in non-contact drills as he progresses through the concussion protocol. Plus, quarterback Tom Brady practiced with tape over the cut on his hand instead of gloves. The Patriots and Eagles each have 4 players listed on the injury report, highlighted, of course, by Gronk's concussion. Among the 8 players listed, Tim Jernigan was the only one that didn't practice at all on Wednesday as he recovers from an illness. Now let's get it back to First Take.
Hands for Smith, up the gut, Smith to the 1. And Smith has a touchdown!
He hands to Emmitt Smith, good cut. Emmitt's cutting outside 10, 5, Emmitt Smith, touchdown.
Up the middle of Smith, at the 10 of the 5, touchdown Emmitt Smith! The torch is passed. Emmitt Smith, the NFL's all-time rushing leader.
The triplets didn't get much better than that. 3-time Super Bowl champion Emmitt Smith joins First Take now from Minneapolis on behalf of Tequila Herradura, the world's finest premium tequila from the last true tequila-producing hacienda on the planet. Hi, Emmitt. Stephen A., take it away.
Oh, stop it! Just stop it! I mean, I'll get to you and that sorry Cowboys franchise in just a second, okay? I'll get to that in a second. But before I do that, you are a 3-time Super Bowl champion, all-time leader rushing NFL history. Nothing but mad respect and love for you, even though that damn star on your helmet still makes me sick. Well, we were talking about LeBron and the Warriors going into the break, and you had something interesting to say that I'd like you to share with our audience.
Let's frame the question right.
That's right.
Let's get it right, though.
LeBron James, the Warriors are considering LeBron James. He says, his folks say he ain't considering it. He ain't interested in going to the Warriors. But if LeBron were to go to the Warriors, how would you feel about that?
I just think that the NBA itself is messing around with parity of the entire NBA league. And so, which creates problems. Because if you put all these stars on one team, you got a dominant team that's standing a chance of winning world championship after world championship. Where is the competition? Competition is really what makes the hallmark of every great athlete. You can go play against children of the blind and dominate it all you want to, but when you come up against some other athletes that's used to competing on a daily basis, it's like having a tame lion. You take a lion out of the wild, it's in the wild, it's doing what it's got to do, but you put them in a cage, it becomes a baby cub. And so at the end of the day, it's all about competition. It's about parity. It's about going and creating the game the way it's supposed to be played. It's disrespectful to everyone else through history. Yes.
Time out, Emmitt, let me just jump in there real quick, Stephen A. When you guys grabbed Deion Sanders, were you singing the same tune? What happened to competition back then when you were champs and then you get the best, one of the 2 or 3 best defensive players ever in his prime to join you? What about competition then, Emmitt?
That is called free agency. That is called free agency. And when they got some of our best players, like Ken Norton went to San Fran and Deion went to San Fran, you didn't say nothing about that then, though. So we had to compete against that. And we almost won. It wasn't the fact that Deion was on the other team. We came out and competed with Deion on the other side with Ken Norton Jr., players that they stole from us, and other players. And we went out there and competed. And we ended up losing.
Well, the point is you had competition.
We had competition.
If LeBron went with joined KD and Steph and Clay, there would be no competition.
That's not even fair. That's not even fair.
Not even fair.
Yeah, James Harden can go out and hit 60 points every night and still lose.
Let's get back to football, because as much as I hate to admit it, you are more than qualified to talk about Super Bowls. Unlike no Cowboy in the last quarter century, you can talk about Super Bowls. How are you feeling about this particular matchup between Eagles and the Patriots?
I feel very good. First of all, giving all respect to Tom Brady, who's been in the league for 16 years and have been to 8 Super Bowls and only won 5.
Right.
And so when you think about that in itself, that is something to behold. I mean, for a guy like Tom Brady, people say it's hard to bet against him. And even though he's in the twilight of his career, he is still an exceptional quarterback. But when I think about the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is going to shock you, I think about how the Philadelphia Eagles is built. They're built inside out. Offensive line, strong and competitive and very, very tough. Defensive front, extremely tough. Very fast, physical football team. Got great secondary guys that can cover guys. Malcolm Jenkins play in the box, outside the box, can cover guys as well. So overall, I see a very, very solid Philadelphia Eagles football team.
So you picking the Eagles to beat the Patriots?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I like the way the Eagles run the football. They got 3 running backs that can move the ball around. I think the coaches have done a very good job of getting Nick Foles together and creating a system around him that he can execute against. And I think the team has rallied around Nick Foles. And Nick Foles has something to prove.
Max, go ahead. I don't even know what to say about this right now. Go ahead, Max.
Emmitt, you mentioned the running game that the Eagles have, and I want to get your thoughts on the running game in the NFL right now. It seems to be ascendant all of a sudden. After years of kind of devaluing the running back position, suddenly Ezekiel Elliott and probably Saquon Barkley, guys getting picked in the top 5 in the draft, and Todd Gurley and Le'Veon Bell, maybe the best players, most important offensive players on their team. To what do you ascribe the fact that the running back position seems to be back or coming back?
It never left. I'll tell you what has happened. I think the offensive coordinators have finally woken up and realized that they have assets back here that they're not maximizing. Everybody, see, the National Football League is like a copycat league. Everybody wants their own Tom Brady and think every quarterback can be their Tom Brady. And that's not necessarily the case. Balance has been the key to a lot of teams' success. And Tom Brady throws the ball as part of their running game. I mean, if you look at his average per catch, it's no more than just 6, 7, maybe 8 yards. He's not throwing the ball completely down the field that much. And so he's getting the ball out of his hand fairly quick, and they're moving the chains, and they're getting yardage when they need to get yardage.
We're here at Super Bowl week, Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith, one of the greatest running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith.
Keep on talking. You're talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
We're here at the Super Bowl. So let me get to something totally irrelevant and distant from the Super Bowl, which are your Dallas Cowboys. Let me ask you this question.
And your New York Giants. And your Giants. And your Giants. And your Giants. And your Giants.
Ezekiel Elliott.
And your Giants.
Just talking about
y'all win 3 games this year?
Let me ask you, no, they didn't.
Oh, all right.
But they don't watch in the playoffs just like the Dallas Cowboys
so
were.
All right. No good, just like we were no good.
Watch your mouth, the blasphemy. The blasphemy.
Y'all are the true little Giants.
There we go. Let me ask you this question, sir.
Giants at least won a Super Bowl this decade.
Ezekiel Elliott, hold on, Max. How much did he hurt the Dallas Cowboys this year? And what kind of conversations, if any, did you have with that stud of a running back for your Dallas Cowboys?
You know, I can't blame everything on Zeke because in this league, you have to be mentally tough to deal with challenges. Carson Wentz goes down, the Eagles insert Nick Foles. So there's no excuse for playtime.
Okay.
When you get the opportunity to perform, you need to perform. But having an asset like Ezekiel Elliott as being as integral part of our offense the way he was in his rookie year, truly that productivity itself hurts the entire team because this kid is explosive. As you see right now, the runs that he makes, the long runs, the breakaway runs that he makes, all of those things become critical. And not only that, by not having him in the lineup, it kind of hurts the confidence level of not only the play caller, not only the quarterback, but also even the offensive line, including the team itself.
But I asked you about your relationship with him in terms of, do you talk to him? Does he listen to you? That kind of thing. Because obviously you got a lot to add.
I do have some things to add, but I think Zeke has to evolve to that level on his own time. If he reaches out to me, we have text back and forth a couple of times.
That's it?
That's it.
What? Hold on. Can I look in the camera and say something?
Yeah.
Ezekiel Elliott, forget all the stuff. Get all the stuff, the transgressions of your past, your kid. Hopefully you move forward and won't make those mistakes again. This is strictly about football. What the hell is wrong with you? This is Emmitt Smith, Hall of Fame running back, one of the greatest in history, and all this has done is text you a couple of times?
But with all due respect,
okay,
when the time is right for him, I'm not going to press upon him and
you shouldn't have to. That's my point.
I'm not going to press upon him and try to make something happen. When the time is right for him, I'm always going to be here for him. period, no matter what.
Because he's a Cowboy.
Not only because he's a Cowboy, he's a human being. He's a running back. He's a guy that represents this segment that we all represent as running backs.
Right.
So he's part of the running back family. And as a human being, I'm here for him anyway. And all I want to do is just give him knowledge.
Right.
Give him knowledge and allow him to do whatever he needs to do. I mean, he's a great football player.
Yes,
and
he
I
is.
think
He is
I
great.
think this season is going to get behind us and we'll move forward. Yes,
Go ahead, Max.
Go ahead, Max.
Emmitt, you mentioned about how when he's not there, it disrupts the continuity. And he had a great offensive line his rookie season. It was compromised his next season. You always had these great offensive lines, which obviously helped. But the best ability, as they say, is availability. And you were always available. What would you tell Ezekiel Elliott right now is the key to availability?
Understanding the importance of your role and understanding what opportunities lie before you. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Take it very seriously, which I think he does. But that comes with great responsibility, not only on the football field, but also off the football field. And so to take this career, this short career, as I would call it, even though some of us have played 15 years and some are playing like Tom Brady 16-plus years, the National Football League stands for not for long if you're not doing all the right things. And even if you are doing all the right things, injuries do come and they shorten careers. So you have to take this part as if every day, every game, every year could be your actual last one.
I got to transition from the running back to the wide receiver spot because obviously Dez has been in the news. Stephen Jones made some comments about him. Dez Bryant has been on the record talking about he ain't looking to take a pay cut. Michael Irvin, the playmaker, your partner in crime, sat up there and said, hell, they'd be fools to let him go. What is your take on the whole Dez Bryant Cowboys situation right now? What should they do with him? What should he do for the Cowboys? Where do you stand with all that?
Well, my feeling is this, and this is with all of it. I think in order for us to get where we need to be, everybody from owners, players, coaches, need to quiet all the noise, the extra things, to give guys like yourself bulletin board material to talk about, and focus truly on getting this stuff done, getting things settled. What can be settled today? Let's settle it today and let's move forward. Let's get it behind us. Let's not have these things lingering on and on and on throughout the entire offseason and at the beginning of the season. We need to start with a clean slate, with a focus, with the end goal in mind of being here in the Super Bowl or being in Atlanta next year.
Now, you know good and damn well Jerry Jones can't do that. These Cowboys can't do that.
Since
Michael Irvin left, since Troy Aikman left, all y'all been concerned about is winning headlines.
Exactly.
Tell me I'm lying.
Well, winning Super Bowls.
I said since you left.
They left. Since I left, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I got you. I'm just talking about since the champions departed from the Cowboys. All they've been concerned about is winning headlines.
I don't know if that's the case.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know if that's the case.
So, Emmitt, if that's not the case,
hey, Steven, we make headlines no matter what we do. We make headlines no matter what we do.
The Cowboys.
Yeah, yes, we.
And it has not been the case in 22 years and counting. Not
we
Emmitt,
still have made headlines. You're talking about us right now. And we're not even in the Super Bowl.
That's right. Go ahead, Max.
Emmitt, if that's not the case, how do you explain the underachieving? Because the Cowboys have had, okay, maybe it's not Aikman and the playmaker and you, but they've had Tony Romo and DeMarco Murray and Dez Bryant. I mean, they've had stars at these skills positions and great offensive lines, etc. How do you explain the underachieving, if not for Jerry Jones? What's the other explanation?
See, listen at your statement. You mentioned all offensive players. Sometimes you have all offensive players and no defense, which we've had that.
Yes.
Sometimes you have defense and no offense.
Well, you haven't had that. But go ahead.
We've had turnovers. We've not had excellent play at certain times. And we've also made major mistakes at the wrong time. And so at some point, all of these things leads up to average, period. Bottom line, if you want to be average, you continue to do the same things over and over.
How do you feel about Coach Jason Garrett?
I think Jason has what it takes. I do. But I think this is his last year with the Dallas Cowboys if he don't get it right, because he's had everything else to support his case.
I can support that. I'm proud of you for saying that.
I mean, I think people they want more. I think Jerry actually wants more.
Right.
And in order to get more, you may have to do some things that you necessarily don't want to do. I mean, just like you had to get rid of me to move forward with everyone else, you have to do some things that you necessarily don't want to do.
I must say, I'm shocked and very proud of you. You actually sat up there and said, "This is Jason Garrett. This is it. You got to get it done."
I think this is it. Get it done.
I didn't think you'd say something like that. I know the playmaker, your former teammate, waving his blue and white pom-poms, would have never said that. But you said it, so I'm proud of you. Michael Irvin, take notes. Take notes.
No,
okay?
man. I mean, at the end of the day, I love Red Ball. Red Ball knows I love him, but he knows and understands, too. Everybody have a shelf life. Everybody, including coaches. And at the end of the day, it's all about performance. And if your performance have been mediocre at best, in some cases you've had great seasons and so on, but you haven't been able to win the big one, that becomes a problem.
We got to go. You called Jason Garrett Red Ball. I didn't know he did a damn thing to deserve a nickname, but so be it. Back to you, Molly.
Emmitt dropping knowledge. We need to get him there in the front office. Thank you, guys. It was a lot of fun. When we come back here on First Take, we know the fans love him, but is Kristaps Porzingis ready to lead the Knicks on the court because they definitely need it? We'll discuss.
Maybe I am a Dallas Cowboy fan.
I don't think the sky is falling for Dak Prescott.
They make me laugh.
They have a puncher's chance.
How about them Cowboys?